so that eventually Ghanaians will take over and run the show. Then on the procurement side, which in fact is what is actually driving the whole idea around the local content, is a supply of all the goods that we need to provide solutions at the mining companies. The mining companies have a lot of, inputs that they will need to get a final gold. And all these supplies, the Minerals Commission has specified certain supply items that need to be procured locally, whether they are manufactured here in Ghana or brought outside. They need to be procured locally by local suppliers. And the law also ensures that this is done appropriately, so that no mine company goes out there to import on their own, but you have to use local vendors to feed all their needs in terms of mining solutions.
Right. If I rope you in here, from a legal perspective, give us the 411 on what the local content is.
So, thank you, and good morning once again to your viewers. So, the regulation of local content is something that drives its authority from Act 703, which is the Minerals and Mining Act. And then we have the regulation on local contents and local participation, which is our LI 2431. So the whole idea is to create job opportunities for locals through the provision of services and goods. And so the regulation, as Mr. Birch says, prescribes a localization program. It's telling you the number of indigens you should have as opposed to expatriates. And all of this is so that the interests of Ghanaians are protected. And then he spoke about technology transfer. So whatever you're bringing on board as an expatriate, by the end of your tenure, when you're leaving the country, it should be such that the Ghanaians who have been trained or who have benefited from your presence here, so that the next time there's an opportunity of that nature, we are not looking for a foreigner, we are looking for Ghanaians, because we believe our people are capable. So you have to train them skills, technology-wise, so that in your absence or when you're about leaving, we have locals who are ready to take over. So in a nutshell, we want local participation. We want to take over the mining industry than just being partakers. So essentially, this is what the summit is about.
Okay, right. So what would set this summit apart from the previous industry gatherings, for instance? Yes, you want to take it?
So this is our maiden summit, and what makes it different is that the focus is to promote industrialization. The focus is to promote the setup of industries that will manufacture some of the solutions that are needed at the mining space. Why this focus? Over the years, we import, put margins on it, and sell. So it's become a margin-based business. Most of the items are not produced here. And what is the way forward? The way forward is to bring people together and get them understand what we have to do as a nation to begin industrialization. Industrialization must start from where we operate, and so that others can also replicate that. Part of, for me, the reason why people are not even manufacturing is the capital, is the financing, the funding. And so part of this exercise, we are going to look at how do we even finance? What must we even do to come together as people to form strategic partnerships and joint ventures, some collaborations that will sort of get us together to form bigger conglomerates, companies that can manufacture most of the things that we hitherto were importing.
Right. You want to
to add on, this gathering will be bringing a diverse range of players. So we're looking at stakeholders from the mining industry, mining support, banks who are financiers, and even the ordinary Ghanaian who's a consumer. We're looking at bringing people together we might have investors present. In fact, we will have investors present.
Okay, great.
So that you would have somebody who's capable but doesn't have the funding. This summit is going to be a bridge, bringing people together through collaboration, and then they see what next they can do.
Okay, so when is this summit happening, and how can people apply? How do you attend?
So it's happening next week from the 18th and 19th. And I must say the president will even attend to be the keynote speaker to set the tone, because most of the things that we're going to do, or almost everything that we're going to do, speaks to the vision of this government in terms of industrialization. Okay. So it's on the 18th and 19th of February, which is next week, at the Planters Lodge Hotel in Takrady.
Okay. We are heading to Tadi.
We're heading to Tadi.
Okay. What time? So what's happening on say 18th? What's the rundown for the 18th, and then what's the rundown for the 19th?
Okay, so let me give you, there's a running order. Okay. So on the 18th is the first day where we have all the speakers. The minister will talk, our CEO will talk, the regional minister, who is our host, will also speak, and then obviously finally the president will set the tone. Okay. And that will be the opening. After the opening, we will take a little break and then converge into the discussions. So we'll have panelists, we'll have moderators, and we'll have speakers who speak to various topics that will sort of drive this whole energy around industrialization. Some of the topics will include policy and regulatory framework. We'll also be looking at joint ventures, strategic partnerships, and collaborations. And then we'll also look at, when we talk about all of this, financing and investment, how do we do it? Should we create some special purpose vehicle at the stock exchange where you and I, everyone can invest their monies and, put together, get bigger funds to, set up bigger companies? And then we'll also be looking at technology and skills development. Then we'll look at the supply chain itself. What must we do differently from what we are used to? Then finally we'll look at ESG and sustainability and gender and inclusion. But the final will be, what will be the way forward? What will be the action? Yeah. And remember, this is not going to be a talk shop. It's not going to be, just a talk. It's action. So we'll have actionable, items that will follow through, and then ensure that we actually doing what we say we're going to do.
Right.
So there will be a session for that. So all the resolutions that are taken from the various, thematic areas, we'll put it together and then make them actionable plan.
Nice. 2 days of packed action. Eva, you want to add to that?
Yeah. Day two.
I mean, he's going to speak on day two.
Day 2, yes. So.
Oh, you wanted to speak to day 2? That's how you're going to do that.
I think maybe he just plays.
Yeah. So day 2 basically will be a spillover of everything that we would not, because all the 6 thematic areas, there will be 3 for day 1, and there will be 3 for day 2.
Spillover. Yeah. Right. Okay. Finally, let's talk. Are there some challenges that sort of preventing local firms from becoming giants and spreading the Ghana name and the flag everywhere? Are there some challenges that you'd like to share with us? So we are looking at solutions or way forward.
Right. So like Mr. Pesh said earlier, it's always been the financing issue, because you would have the players usually foreign, and they're foreign investors. They have the capacity financially to render the services that's needed in the industry. The Ghanaians are able, except that majority of the time there's a barrier with how far they can go financially.
Right.
So that is a major challenge. Yeah.
Right.
Just to add to that.
Yes.
So the other Ghanaian will want to do my own little business in my corner, so I don't get anybody to ask me questions with lack of accountability. So one of the challenges for me is lack of collaborations, lack of partnerships. We don't have many of those. So this summit is actually going to drive and put policies around how people can come together to form JVs and collaborations to set up businesses that will provide solutions. Let's remember that in every environment, collaborations is key, and that is why competitive advantage, to achieve that, you need to collaborate. So the best competitive advantage basically is to collaborate. When you collaborate, you become bigger. You have, number one, you have a good bargaining power, and then you have the what it takes to look for the big financing to drive every business that you want to do. So collaboration is one of the things that we'll be looking at.
Right.
It has been a challenge.
Right. When you mentioned that some people would like to do their small thing in their own corner and not want any questions to be asked, does that stem from maybe lack of trust for the systems in place?
Yeah, I really think so. It's lack of trust and lack of maybe established frameworks. And so part of what we're going to do will be policy and frameworks that will support and guide this.
Yes,
even in our stock markets, it's not active. We don't have active stock markets. People buy one stock and they hold it for the rest of their life. If we come together as a nation where we create special purpose vehicle, even at the stock exchange, you and I can put our money there where we know it's a trusted source rather than giving it to me directly. So if we do it and use the stock market to drive some of these things, we'll be able to, raise the needed funds to set up businesses that will provide solutions to the mining companies rather than importing them elsewhere. I just did some numbers. If we are 33 million people. If you have just 100,000 and everybody is bringing $2,000, everybody can do the numbers. What we can achieve in the long term, within the short term, to set up businesses.
Right. In wrapping up, Eva, final comments.
So this is our maiden local content summit.
Yes.
And so we are looking forward to having all industry players. Everyone is welcome. It will be exciting. It's going to give you the opportunity to meet people from diverse fields. And so we look forward to having everyone partake.
Thank you so much for coming.
I want to use this opportunity to thank our sponsors, because we are not in this alone. We have sponsors including EMP, Engineers and Planners, who are into contract mining. We have B5. They are into steel business, so they produce the grinding media that are used in the mining companies. And then we have almost all the mining companies giving us sponsorship. I can list a few in the interest of time. Newmont is sponsoring us. We have Chiffon. Chiffon is Golden Star in Takwa, and then we have Xinjiang, which is a Chinese-based company. It used to be Achim. So almost all the mining companies are giving us sponsorship, and then we have mine support service companies like Jody Construction, UMA, and then others a host of others who are sponsored. So we are in it together, and they want us to drive this whole idea together.
Right. Thank you so much for coming. Somebody called Kofi Appiah, one of ours, says Kim Promises a special shout out to you, Eva. You want to respond to that quickly?
Thank you. He's actually an Uncle Kim Promise, so
Uncle
I know
Kim
him.
Promise.
Yes, so
okay, clarify that.
Back to him.
Right. Shout out to you, Kofi. Thank you so much for doing this. So we are seeing you on the 18th and the 19th of February at the Planters Lodge all the way in Takrady. The Local Content Summit 2026 is happening in studio to have this conversation with us and tell us what to expect for the summit. Ben Birch-Mensah, he's Director, Local Content, Minerals Commission, and Eva Badegbesh is from the legal team, Minerals Commission as well. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Have a great Monday with a sprinkle of wickedness. We'll see you on Tuesday, bright and early. Have a great day. Bye.
Grace, I see your grace. Pouring on my life. Thank God for His grace. Steady on the rise.